Okay, I guess I'm live. Try this again. Ugh. Okay, so quick review. So I just did a video, quite a lengthy one, for GEEKVAPE. I just recently bought one of these Aegis vapes. I was having a question, so for any of you having a problem, similar problem to mine, I'm going to help you figure it out. Because I actually, while making the video, I figured out my problem. And I felt pretty stupid afterwards. So, little lady can't get into the live stream. Ugh. Give me just a moment. Why am I not seeing... Okay, this is stupid. Why am I not... Okay. So the issue is that... Okay, that's stupid. I don't know. Something's wrong with my link here. Okay, so what is going on is here's what happened. I bought this unit last week, and I was having a great time with the pod that came with the unit. Pod came with the unit, worked fantastic. Not an issue with it. Can handle the two juice brands that I normally use, okay, which is the Pods brand and the Splashy brand. Both of them are 24 mil, 30 mil bottles at 24 mil Nic Salt. Work, you know, the two juices. I generally use Pods because of the strength of the flavor, and it's normally the one flavor. The other flavors didn't like my old vape. That was this guy here. But this one started to have problems, just like the old one did with the charger port, and I realized that it was time to replace it. So, because I got stuck the last time. But this was mango, tropical mango, my favorite one of Pods, just because of the amount of sweetness. And then there's this one here from Splashy, which has now become my new favorite, and that is strawberry kiwi. I love this one. The problem with the Splashy, sorry, squishy, was that it killed my coils in this one. It would kill them fast. Like they'd last a couple of days. Now the problem I had, what caused me to do a video for GEEKVAPE, they had asked me to do one because I was rebuilding my coil. This is a rebuildable pod, rebuildable pod that I was looking forward to using. Okay. And my problem was, like, super simple. Any idiot can build this. Now I'm a former PC tech, never built a coil in my life. I went out and got the kit. You know, I got this Coil Master kit, tool kit. Comes with everything in terms of tools. Just to kind of cover the bases here. This is not like a specific company recommendation. You know, look, they got the porcelain tweezers. You got the angled tweezers. I tried the dollar store ones. They're crap. These ones are great. It came with foldable scissors. Like, they done. The quality, you can tell the quality when you touch them. Like, as soon as I touched these, I was like, okay, $30 well spent. They come with the cutters. These things are awesome. There are no wire cutters you're going to buy that are better than these when it comes to working with a vape. I love these, and the fact that the cut is on the back and it's angled just right so you can get in there and get as much of that metal off that coil as possible. It's amazing. I love it. So you guys at Coil Master, awesome. It also came with a screwdriver. So this is the handle, and then it's got 4 tips that are most likely used here. I'll just kind of show you the whole thing. It's just I'm trying to keep things from falling out, and I just had it out. So give me just a moment to find my stupid little rubber thingy. That's the only downside I have with this kit, is that this, and the rubber thingy's missing. Oh, no, there it is. Is that you need to keep this. If you buy this kit, keep this stupid little rubber thing for these tweezers. Otherwise, you will not get them back in the case properly. You got to put it on because they go in sideways. But otherwise, that's the kit. Phenomenal. Love it. Works fantastic. I think they could have done a better job with the, setting it up in the packaging better. But otherwise, fantastic. Now, getting to the issue with the Aegis. I'm going to see if I can... Sorry, the girlfriend's trying to see the video, and I'm not able... The link didn't work. I don't know why. So I'm going to try to bring up mine here. So the issue I had... here we go. Try to bring up... Now I hear myself. Okay, so... Yeah, she found it. Okay, so the problem I had with the vape was I was getting an odd flavor from it. So it was a weird flavor that tasted metallic, and it made me think it was the coil. So I started swapping out coils, and I went from the ones that came with the kit to the store-bought ones, and it just got stronger. And I was like, what is this taste? I wasn't getting enough flavor, first of all. And then there were times where I'm getting more flavor and less of that other taste, but that other taste was still there. And I'm like, it's ruining the freaking juice. What is going on? This juice has been phenomenal for a long time. I don't understand why I'm having a problem with this particular pod. But in the stock pod that comes with it, that uses those replaceable coils, the little replaceable coils, was amazing. So I'm like, I don't understand. I must be doing something wrong. I wasn't. If you get this problem, it's super simple to fix. Super simple. I tried everything under the sun. I changed the thickness of my cotton. I changed the size of the coils. I went from the bigger ones to the smaller ones to the ones in the middle. I tried everything I could think of, and I'm a former tech, so I know how to rule out problems. So I'm trying to go through it, and I'm like, what can I fix? What is it that I'm doing wrong? This has got to be a me problem. What am I goofing up? And then I figured it out while I was making the video for GEEKVAPE, because I was like, legit, I've tried every troubleshooting trick I can think of, and I can't figure it out. It's driving me bonkers. And they're like, do the video. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to try this juice this time. Because I was using the pods. I wasn't using this. I wasn't using this one at all. I was using this stuff. Because it was tried and true, right? And then when I drained out, I emptied this tank, mostly, not fully, but mostly, of the pods. And then I put a whole new cotton in there, brand new cotton. Put this on it, like, primed it with the splashy, and not a problem. Right away, direct to lung hit, right off the bat, not an issue. I didn't get any dryness in my throat like I was getting. I didn't get an off flavor. In fact, I had an increase in flavor. It was amazing. Love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite juice now. Like, What I found out the problem was this. I decided during the video to do a comparison. The video I was doing for GEEKVAPE, to go through the ingredients, and I'm going to put the other video up on YouTube. Everyone can see it, where you see where I goof up and I'm reading it in French and don't even realize it. It's hilarious because I don't speak French or read French, but trying to figure out this word and then realize I'm reading it in French. But they literally have exactly the same ingredients except one. Pods has one ingredient more, and that is, where is it? That's poison control. Ethanol. Ethanol is in here. That is the only chemical different from the splashy. It doesn't have the ethanol. First of all, I didn't think that ethanol was something you should be breathing in anyway. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the same ethanol or if I'm even pronouncing it right. It's spelt Or is it? That's French. That's poison control. Oh, there we go. ethanol. So I'm pretty sure that's ethanol. So ethanol isn't exactly something you want to be breathing in to begin with. So shame on you, pods. You shouldn't have that in there. But that's what did it, because it's the only thing different. Like, I used the in-house, like, provided with the build pod springs, or the coils. I tried the big one twice. I actually have the big one in there now. That's what I have in here right now, is the big one. I don't even have one of the store-bought ones. This is legit the second big one. That it came with 2 big ones. So it came with four coils. One big one, or 2 big ones, and then a couple of smaller ones. Are these 2 even the same size, or are they different? Because I'm not sure if it's 2 sizes or 3 sizes. No, they're the same size. So you get two different sizes. You get the 2 smaller ones, 2 bigger ones. And I'm using the bigger one in there right now, and it's amazing. So that's going to cause me to go back to the store now and pick up bigger coils, because these ones are a little smaller. These are the smaller size. But I'm legit blown away at just how good it tastes with the difference in juice. So if you have this problem, don't freak out. Don't be like, oh, I want it back. No. Look at the ingredients on your juice. Number one thing, look at your ingredients. Verify if there's ethanol in there. If there's ethanol in there, don't buy it. Don't get juice with ethanol in it. Don't take their word for it over the counter either. Have them hand you the bottle. They can sanitize it afterwards. I don't care. But look at the bottle. Does it have ethanol in it? If it does, don't buy it, because it's going to have that flavor, especially with a build pod. Okay, it was okay in this one, but I don't like the idea of breathing in ethanol. Had I known that was in there, I never would have bought the stuff in the first place. So this one does not have ethanol in it at all. Like, I'm looking at the list, the English side this time, it does not have it. It is all, I can barely read this thing, right? It's so hard to read this one. But I'm telling you, there is none. There is vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, natural and artificial flavorings, nicotine, may contain traces of nuts. That's literally what's on this list. On this one, which is easier to read because the lettering's bigger, vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, flavor, nicotine. Oh, there's 2. I apologize. It's 2 ingredients. I completely apologize. Benzoic acid and ethanol. So this one has benzoic acid and ethanol in it. So I take it back. If it's got benzoic acid and or ethanol, do not buy it, because it's not going to taste good. I don't know if those are healthy. I'm not a doctor. I don't know these chemical things. You have to look them up. But in terms of a juice, you want one that doesn't have chemicals like that in it, because I would assume those chemicals are in there to try to maybe increase the longevity of your coil. I'd rather have my coil go sooner and not have chemicals in there that are going to hurt my lungs or make it taste like crap, or both in this case. You know, it's clear that this one is just a better juice. So not to knock off pods. I mean, pods, you guys did fantastic flavor, but at the end of the day, those 2 chemicals are a problem. Take them out and you're good, but keep them in there and they're an issue. So shout out to GEEKVAPE. Awesome vape, by the way. Just to add an additional review, I deal with ILHQ in Welland, Ontario, Canada. Amazing store. Customer service is absolutely wonderful there. Those guys are awesome. If you're in the Niagara region, I challenge you, go there and don't go anywhere else. Go there. Tell them, tall, skinny, talk a lot, Phil sent you there, and they'll know who you're talking about. Okay? Seriously. Because I do talk a lot. But they know me. I've been very loyal to their store. I've gone into other stores. They don't sell, unfortunately, they don't sell the Splashy brand juice. I'm going to try to talk them into it now that I know what's going on. Because they will take my They take me very seriously. When I go in there, I don't complain. I never give any negative review unless they ask me for a review. And when I do give them a review, they take it very, very seriously. So they listen to you. They will listen. They will help you service things. They'll help you figure it out. They're incredibly knowledgeable. And they got a points reward system. You put your points in, and I'm telling you, I've saved a lot of money there. They've helped me out. They really have. Hooked me up once when I was in a bad spot. Vape had blown, was really low on cash, sold me another vape that was kind of a piece of crap, but it got me through the month. It cost me $10. You know, like, thanks a lot. Like, that got me out of trouble. Because I'm using these vapes to quit smoking, and I use a 24 nic, right? And at the time, I was actually on 30 something. So yeah, so you know, it happens. But those guys are awesome. So go to them, see them. Amazing store. Love those guys. Met the owner too. That guy's cool. I like him. He's a big boy. He's awesome. My favorite guy there, though, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's a skinny dude. He's a bit tall and skinny. Guy's super funny. I like him. Super knowledgeable. Anyway, great place. Yeah. So anyway, getting back on the vape, I think that's what the issue was those two chemicals. A different vape store was the one that told me, the one where I get this stuff at, which is Vape Escapes. They just opened up down the street from my house. So I went there, and it was the lady who said, you know, it could be the juice. And LHQ said the same thing. They said, you know what, it very well could, because you're using two different kinds of coil systems, right? This one's the in-store, pretty much the same coil setup as you have with like the like with this unit, you know, slightly different, but they're made the same way, right? Where's my pouch here? Sorry for my mess on my bed, but I like to pile stuff up there during the day. So you know, here. So I mean, they're not much of a difference between the types of pods, and they're designed to work with pretty much everything. But they can be expensive, right? They cost you a good $20 to buy these, right? So here's a comparison, right? This is for the Aegis. This is one of the ones for the other vape I just showed you from Smock. So they're pretty much, you know, the same kind of deal, right? And then of course you got the build kit, which is cotton. Now what I'm using, in case anybody wonders, this was supposed to be a much shorter video, is for cotton, is this cotton bacon. I bought it because, you know, bacon, it's god food. I don't know, trial and error, but from what I understand from LHQ, this is by far the easiest. He said it was the perfect build kit because it's so super simple to build this. Like, there's nothing to this at all. You got two screws, you loosen them, don't take them off. They have a spring on them. Just loosen them, pop your coil in there, you know, tighten them up, put your cotton through, make sure it's not too tight. That's one thing I learned. If it feels tight, you've got too much cotton. So take little bits off, and then don't forget to comb it, and then whatever comes loose when you comb it. So what that means for anybody who doesn't know and you're new and you're trying to figure this stuff out, I'm learning this, I'm new too. I'm going to use this bare piece in my tweezers here. So all you do is you take your tweezers and you just do this. You just take your cotton, okay, when it's sticking out of the coil. So when you put it in the coil, you want to twist it like this, right? In fact, I found it helps to put a little bit of juice on your fingers and then twist. It helps keep the cotton together. And then when it goes through, right, when you put it through, you got to untwist And before you prime it means putting juice on the cotton. So before you prime it, you want to do this. So let me use the end I didn't fray already. And you just take this, take your tweezers, and you just comb it. But don't comb it until after it's in the coil. Okay? Then you just do this. Not hard, you're just using the two bristles the two tips like bristles to comb it. Okay? Anything loose come off, that's fine. You don't want to like make it dead, but you want to just basically put an opening in it. I find that sometimes if it's a little too thick, just use one. And essentially it's just going to kind of cut through a little bit. It's going to pull anything loose. You don't want to force it all the way through, just kind of gently, turn it upside down, do the same thing, Anything loose is going to come out. That's good. And then prime it, and then just make sure you pull off any leftovers. You have a piece hanging off or whatever, pull it off. Then prime it, put your juice on it. That means you got to soak it up real good. I learned that you do not have to pull the cotton out of the spring simply to prime it, simply because the cotton's going to just get soaked all throughout. I learned that the hard way because I was like, I didn't know if I should do that. So I tried it just to cover my bases, and it was soaked already. I put more on it anyway, but there's no need. So you can even put some on the spring, that's fine. Like on the coil itself, that's perfectly fine to prime it that way. Just make sure that you rinse your coil first. So what that means is you take your coil, you put your coil in, you clip your metal once it's in place and tightened it and all that good stuff, right? Before you put the cotton in, heat it up, but not that much. Like you want to just hold it for a couple seconds, then let go. Hold it for a couple more seconds, then let go. Hold it for a couple more seconds, then let go. And you want to make sure it cools off every time. Then take it to the sink. And what you want to do is with this off, so you make sure this is off the whole time, okay? You make a very small stream, the smallest stream of water you can possibly make. Heat it up again, so it's been freshly heated, and then cool it under that stream of water. Don't dunk it in anything or anything like that. Just let it hit it sideways a little bit, and just touch it in the water. What it's going to do is it's going to rinse off any impurities on the coil. That's what LHQ told me to do. Just very basic. The unit is waterproof up to 25 feet, so I'm not too worried about that. But I just wanted to make sure you understood it gets all the impurities out, and then you take it back in. You just kind of wait, and then put your coil in it, or your cotton in it, and then juice it up, and then fill it up, and then you can go straight to using it. Like, you'll see the expressions on my face. Girlfriend's watching me right now. She's gonna laugh when she sees the expression on my face from the taste from this thing. It's good. Look at that hit. It's good. Ooh. I actually think I might need to turn my wattage down a little bit. I have it at 15 right now. Yeah, so it's so good. So build a coil fine. If you are gonna swear by using stuff like pods with that menthol and that benzo, whatever the heck it was, what was it called again? That's French. I don't speak French. It's still French. Why am I seeing French? There it is. Benzoic acid. So benzoic acid, if you're going to use one with benzoic acid and ethanol, do not use the build pod. Use the stock pod. Use this one. Okay? I don't recommend the other one. Like I said, the chemical makeup is questionable. But you don't want to use your build pod, your buildable pod, this one. With anything that's got any bad chemicals in it. Pretty much it. For anybody questioning whether or not you whether you should use a build pod or just use a stock one. Money. No joke. I've learned it's a lot cheaper. I actually didn't pay attention to how much I paid for the coils, but they're not much. You get 10 of them in there, they probably cost you a couple bucks. The cotton, I don't even remember how much that was. I honestly couldn't tell you. I'd have to dig up the receipt. But again, I don't think the cotton was that much. Like, if you think about it, first of all, you're going to go through cotton about once a week, from what I was told. I've been building pretty much every day because of the issue with that flavor, trying to figure it out. So now that I've got it under control, I'm going to stick to this pod now and see what happens. But yeah, it's they say that you're supposed to go through a bit of cotton, like replace your cotton every week. You get a lot of cotton in here. Like, I've used quite a bit of it already, and this is what I got in the package. Like, that's a lot of cotton. That's going to last me a while. They say that this can last you about a year. One package of this will last you about a year once you figure out exactly how to maximize it. And one of the things I learned about that is when you, for you new guys, you get a chunk, it comes out in chunks like this, right? And so what you want to do is one of these, the length of this should work for 2 uses. This piece will not work for 2. This piece should work for about 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks is what this should last me. Because you're gonna break it off. You're gonna tear it down and make it thinner. Okay, and you want it, once you figure out exactly how much you need, then you just know where to pinch and pull, and you got it. And then you just cut it in half and then run one through and done. Right, now your vapes are different though. Each vape is different, so you may need a longer coil or longer cotton in some vapes than you would in others, but I don't think they differ much. So you should only need, using this piece here, this is a full length tear off of leftovers off of one. I would never use this piece for a coil because it's too little, but you just break that in half or cut it in half. We'll cut it in half because I can't break it. And that's 2 uses right there based on what I've been doing over the past week. So I've learned that this length is what you need for your coil. That's it. That's more than enough. So you should get 2 uses out of each strip, and just make sure that you don't do what I initially did and cutting off the ends, the leftovers afterwards, like going straight to the middle. No, just bring it right up, make sure it's adjusted right. The only thing I recommend is that when you're dealing with the cotton, I learned that sometimes the tips of the cotton, when you twist it, can be a little bit of a pain in the tuchus. So just snip the very end of that off. That's it. That's all you need to do. And it's not going to make a difference in the amount that's left over to use. So you should be okay. Because you end up having to adjust it anyway. Some people want it all the way to the bottom. Some people want it halfway. Some people want it, 2/3. I have it about a little over 2/3, closer to the bottom, so I get more. It's easier to reach the juice. The other thing too is there's another video where the guy says go halfway. I disagree. You want it a little bit lower. And the other thing is, he is right about how to use it. Don't be one of these. Okay? Don't be one of those. Bring it up. Okay? Bring it up. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You get a way better hit, you bring it up. You don't want to be like, keeping it in this direction, because you're just going to end up killing your cotton sooner. It's not going to get enough juice on it, right? So you want to make sure it's I suck too hard. So the only other thing, play around with your airflow. If you're getting juice in your mouth, not enough airflow, right? So that time I just sucked on it too hard. But anyway, that's it. This is supposed to be like a 30-second video. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew chemical makeup is the big issue. Okay, so have fun, enjoy vaping, don't be stupid, and be of proper age, please, especially if you're using nicotine. Okay, like really, guys, it's not cool to vape. It's not cool to smoke. All right, it's not. Get rid of the peer pressure. Nobody cares. Do your own thing. People respect people that do what they want to do because they want to do it. not for people that follow other people and do whatever they do. Okay? Kids, please stay away from the vaping. I use this as a quit smoking aid. That's what I use it for. I prefer a quit smoking aid. I have a 6-year-old daughter. I never want her ever touching a vape or a cigarette. And that's because I love my daughter. Okay? I don't want her getting into things that could lead to something else later. I hear a lot of people are getting into the vapes now that didn't smoke simply because they want the nicotine so they can get a head rush. Why? It's a head rush. Hold your head between your knees and stand up straight. You'll get a head rush. And it don't cost you no money. You'll clunk your head, the same as you would with the nicotine. So I don't understand the point of that. That sounds stupid. So just be reasonable, guys. Okay? Oh, one last thing. If you have a problem with your battery, with your vapes, because I'm getting sick and tired of all this propaganda about vapes being dangerous and blowing up in your face and stuff. I know there's been some incidences with people being stupid, okay? But when you look at the homework, when you look at the actual evidence, what you find is that people are being dumb, okay? I get it. Vapes cost money. I get it. Some of you are broke. For no reason should you ever crack your vape open. There is absolutely no reason for you to do that. You are not a tech, and even if you are, then you're even more stupid, because there's a contact on those batteries. Those are lithium-ion batteries. Okay? And sometimes they're lipos and other kinds. But at the end of the day, those batteries are going to go kaplooey in your face if you disconnect the contact from the bottom because it popped. If it popped, there's something wrong with the battery. Period. If you lose the charger, again, dumb. I keep my stuff in the same place, so I have the same charger all the time. I always know where it is. There's no reason for you to lose it. If you break the charger, order another one. Don't use a different charger. They all charge at different rates. Those batteries are designed to take a charge at a certain rate. If those batteries aren't charged at exactly the right amount with the exact appropriate parts, okay, so the proper charging cable, things like that, then you're going to have a problem. You are going to have a problem. It's going to go kaboom because you didn't follow the warnings on the device. Those warnings are not there just because. This is not like buying a video game and seeing how they put this thing up that you got to say okay to, their legal mumbo jumbo. This is something that is serious, that can cost you your life if you're stupid. So don't be stupid. Okay? This is why people are saying, you know, vaping is bad for you because batteries can blow up in your face. No, it's because people are dumb. So don't be one of the dumb people. You know, I seen a video on YouTube once of a kid airsofting. He was showing off his airsoft gun. I used to play airsoft competitively. And I died laughing. Like, I couldn't believe how stupid he was. But at the same time, I was also insulted because I was like, this is what makes our sport look bad. Is a stupid kid like this trying to show off his gun, didn't bother to check and see if it was even loaded, and shot the screen of his monitor and started crying on camera. I can't help but giggle about that. But at the end of the day, that was the dumbest thing you ever could have done. You don't do stupid shit like that. Those things have safety for a reason. You wear goggles for a reason. You check to make sure it's loaded for a reason. You don't mess with the battery on your vape for a reason. So don't do it. Let the professionals handle it. If you're broke, then make more money. Figure something out. But you do not try to save money costing yourself your life because you're stupid. And by doing that, you're ruining it for the rest of us, because sooner or later, these vapes won't be available, at least in North America, because people are being stupid. Okay? That's what does it. That's where all this nonsense litigation comes from, and these new rules and everything else, is because people are not following the rules. It's like going into a store and stealing. Okay? A lot of people have done that. You go into a store and you shoplift something. I've never done it in my life. The thing is, every time you steal something, they got to hike the prices up. They have to. You're stealing stuff. So now their prices go up. And then you're going to steal more because their prices keep going. Stop stealing. And the prices won't go up. It's simple. It's math. You're costing them money. So they have to crank the prices up. Their wages go down and their prices go up because they got to compensate for all the thieves. Right? It is what it is. And especially now with the economy all ruined because of, the pandemic. Right? So don't be stupid. All right? I'm going to add one last thing and then I'm going to end this. And don't be sharing your vapes right now, guys. Please. Don't be like, dude, check this flavor out. It's a pandemic. Really? It's one thing if it's your spouse, you live with them anyway. But do you really want to self-isolate for 2 weeks because you shared your vape? Or end up with COVID? Especially if you're high risk? Don't be doing that, okay? Anyway. Peace out.